Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Zemo, the dad in DPS, and we're back again with another episode of The Good, the Scrap, and the Script. And we're basically reviewing a weapon today that is something I've not used in a long while. So I hope it works out well, and we'll definitely see. But before we get into it, don't forget to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. Let's get on with it. So if you're watching this video as it's released, there's a good chance I'm live on over on Twitch, so head on over there on the link below and join me. Have you heard of Big Al? Well, he's heard of you.
A Tommy gun!
Alrighty, so Big Al, a anti-armor, vats crit, 1 perception, Tommy gun, or submachine gun, whatever you want to call it. I've not used one of these weapons on the channel, and it's actually been a long time since I've used one of these weapons at all. So I'm actually really curious to see how well it does, and I hope I'm going to be very surprised. Might not be though. So as with any weapon that we use on this channel, I am just farting around. It is still the Scorched Halloween event, so I thought I may as well use that opportunity and kill some freaks. But either way, so far so good. The weapon is working incredibly well against just basic enemies. Stealthing is incredibly effective, as usual. And it looks like we've found another Halloween freak. Overall, yeah, damage is good. The weapon is got a good fire rate, good ammo capacity. The anti-armor on this is making it so it's 2-shotting these creatures, and you can sort of stagger the shots quite easily. It's not like I pressing the button and then there's like a million bullets come out. Its fire rate isn't the fastest, but its damage is actually not bad because of the anti-armor at the very least against these Scorched. So overall, I'm actually more impressed than I thought I would have been this easily on. But obviously these are Scorched, they're made of tissue paper, so there is a lot of factors here that we need to look into. But that is pretty much a given with this sort of weapon. It's not the top tier of the commando tree, but it's definitely not bad. And that's the thing about a lot of Fallout 76's weapons, is they aren't bad, they're just not the best. And that puts off a lot of people from using them. The ammo type, being .45, is also relatively cheap to use and make. However, I'm using a prime receiver, so that makes it just a tad bit more expensive. But let's see what we can do against some of the bigger targets in a little minute. Now, as usual, I always show the build if I don't have a consistent build video. I'm not going to linger on it. You guys know what a commando build looks like. You know what it does. Here it is. Do what you want with that information. So, we're back once again with Jeff, the big, stinky, disgusting, gross, dirty, hairy, manky, blip, filthy, disgusting Supermutant. I love him so much. And we're going to see if we can blow his face off, as usual. So, let's continue with it. Now, you're seeing an annoying thing, that the gun's doing no damage. Now, that has got nothing to do with the gun, that's got everything to do with the game. Unfortunately, you're going to run into that quite a lot. But as you can see, it's got quite consistent damage. If I was able to get the vats on him, as you can see, he goes down relatively quickly. It's not the gun's fault, the game is just absolutely garbage at times. Oh well. As with any Mirelurk Queen fight, I usually try and make sure she doesn't know I'm coming. In this case, it is no different. Now, I think the best method in these instances is to do the usual, which is cripple her legs. Because she's a pretty deadly foe otherwise. So I'll just do the other side now. And you've seen this gun isn't doing too bad damage. We're able to get her down and then just finish her off. Either way, it's actually surprisingly good. Now we come to the last part of the video where I figure out whether this is really worth using in daily ops. Now this is going to be a bit more difficult on the basis that we are on Invisible Explosive Day, and this is probably a better weapon to use during the a visible day. As you can see though, so far so good. We are going through the enemies relatively quickly. The ammo efficiency in this gun is fantastic because it kills these guys relatively easily. The anti-armor is effective against quite a few of the variations. Top of that, with the daily op area we're in, I can actually get high up and avoid the enemies altogether for the most part. So it's quite an effective strategy. I only figured this out just now. Unfortunately, it doesn't work against things like the blood bugs, but that is what it is. But as you're seeing, the enemies don't exactly last very long if I can get the hits on them. The biggest problem being I am blind as hell, so I can't really see these buggers while they're invisible half the time, and it's a very dark room, which doesn't help. And the gun does work relatively well outside of vats. As you can see, the blood bugs don't really last very long, and they're only really the one thing that can get me. It stops me from getting hit by cave crickets doing what I'm doing right now. And even hip firing, I'm not using up too much ammo to kill these things. And then with the regular scorts, I can just sort of wait until they become visible and then finish them off really quickly with headshots. So overall, yeah, pretty effective weapon. Let's double check what ammo we're getting back on these. So 4 rounds minimum as usual. And another 4. Another 4. 16. So quite a lot of the usual ammo amounts. But at the same time, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Another 4. Because in some instances, I'm getting the ammo back that I'm using quite easily. So yeah, it's not necessarily a bad weapon in terms of ammo efficiency, but this is a relatively awkward type of event because of the nature of, well, what's going on with the enemies. And because I've not got my full health, I'm low weight. Let's see how much ammo we can get from there. 8. Yeah, I think 16 is probably the limit. It seems to be the case with most ballistic ammo types that aren't 5mm. Last one? Yeah, let's just say 16 is the limit. Either way, very good weapon, and it's doing its job quite well. So, that was today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And let's thank our YouTube members, which are Golty, Wyatt Blackburn, Wollers, me, Dealfin Gaming, Colin G, Garrett McKnight, Brian RMC, Peggy McKnight, Matazbo, Dragon God Slayer X, Devilman Games, Marcus Carrasco, Scott S, and Bubba Doodle Mom. We can't do this without you guys, and your support is infinitely appreciated, even if it's just a like, a comment, subscribe, or you want to become a YouTube member. Join link is down below. So yeah, today's weapon, I'm actually thoroughly impressed. It did better than I thought it was going to do, and quite often these weapons do if I've not used them in a long while, because I get a better idea of how weapons should work as I play, and I've not used one of these guns since I was leveling originally. So yeah, fantastic gun, definitely doing its job. Not the top tier, but what is these days? Fixers, plasma things. Yeah, either way, I enjoyed it. Now, we'll catch you next time in the Wasteland.